slept on. Came through like a mess. Worry about the dollars, but the dollars got you stressed out. Hate it, but the money gon' get itself worked out. Loving all the time.
I'm Grace from Disgraced Weekly. I'm here with G from That's BabyTalkTV.
Hey y'all, hi.
Thank you for, letting me interview you finally.
Yeah, this is kind of a long time coming, low key. I'm excited, and I know we both nervous because we both don't like doing this.
Yeah. So I've seen you do interviews, articles, and more. What all do you do?
So I would say I'm kind of like a multimedia journalist. So that's kind of like all around. So like you might see me do videos, or you might do like blog posts, kind of with a little bit of sprinkle of PR in there, helping out artists with kind of like things with development, exposure. But I would just say really all around like multimedia journalist, because there's different platforms that I like to use, and they all come out through storytelling. So pretty much that was like, I guess, everything, like articles, videos, content, graphics, public speaking. What else did I do? Everything.
So what part do you enjoy doing the most?
I'm gonna have to say probably sticking to my roots when like I make the posts, cause like in that sense it's like a form of journalism, cause I'm like reaching out to tell somebody else's story if they got a new song or if they got a video. So I would say making posts on the blog and informing people about other artists that I may see, that got something going on. I guess another part would be the podcast too, because I do like to go in depth a little bit. With all the artists that I talk to, so learning more about their stories kind of helped me when I tell those stories. So making posts, podcasts, that's kind of my favorite things.
Yeah, I feel that, with my interviews, we were just talking that, we both are kind of nervous and stuff, but it's, nice with the interviews because, you're able to talk to somebody, you're kind of more prepared, and, it's not.
Yeah, it's not as, like, impromptu.
Yeah.
You can, like, definitely prepare beforehand. And then, like, with just, like, meeting somebody new, like, being prepared, that always helps with the jitters, because you don't know, like, what may happen. So always being prepared for me is like, okay, I don't know this person, so let me make sure I got my stuff together,
Yeah, I always get a little nervous before every interview still.
Yeah, same. I'm going to be honest, bro. Like, same. Like,
I'll be driving there and I'm, like, shaking a little bit.
Like, is this real? Like, do we have to do this today?
Yeah, like, sometimes I hope people might cancel.
Yeah, oh, my God, girl.
Especially if they're late. I'm like, maybe.
Girl, what? I'll be waiting for that message. Okay, I'm ready to go, too.
I'll go home, yeah. So you went to Fayetteville State?
Yes, Fayetteville State.
What did you major in?
I majored in communications and media studies.
And now you're at Georgia State?
Yeah, I'm getting my master's at Georgia State, yeah.
What is your master's in?
It's a Master of Arts in Communications with a Digital Media Strategies concentration. That's a whole lot of words right there. But it means something. So I'm halfway through. I'm about to go into my second year in the fall. Graduate in May, about to take over Atlanta, about to go crazy.
So how did you originally get into the music scene?
Like in the independent stuff I do?
Yeah.
So shout out Views from the Ville, you know what I'm saying? Another Fayetteville kind of base platform. She in Houston now, Shakira, Miss Say It Twice. I met her for my formal kind of internship when I was taking the class at Fayetteville State. And so I met her through Instagram. She was growing. She didn't have, like, the super large page she has now. I watched her explode. Yeah. And so she was kind of, like, getting into it. She was already known around the city. She had been doing it for, like, 4 years. And I was like, hey, like, can I meet who this was? Mind you, I didn't know a woman ran the page. I thought it was a guy. So when I met her in person, I was like, you run this page? Like, short, crazy girl. Like, she funny. Like, that's my dog for real. But I got involved through her because she was the one, like, putting people on from the Ville, finding artists, supporting Black businesses, finding people, supporting people. So whenever I went to her and was like, hey, can I intern with you? She was like, yeah. And so I did the best of my ability while in college, then thinking about, pandemic and stuff like that. So it was a tough thing to go through, but that's kind of how I got involved. And she introduced me to a whole nother world that I kind of fell in love with.
Yeah, the North Carolina music scene is
crazy.
Amazing, yeah.
Crazy. Especially what I see you do in Raleigh. Oh, my God.
There's so many people out there. There's people out in Fayetteville, you know, and other places, too.
Yeah.
Charlotte, Greensboro. Heard about some music from people from Lumberton recently.
Yeah, Lumberton. I know somebody in Lumberton. Shout out to Goldsboro, you know, Goldsboro Grams, Mike and Wayne Lavish, you know, from the borough to the world. Real borough babies, you know.
Did you know them before? You're from Goldsboro, right?
Yeah, I'm from Goldsboro. So I didn't know Mikey and Grams before, like, getting to Fayetteville because they're a little bit older than me. So I know Mikey went to my high school, but because he's older, I didn't get a chance to know him. So when I found out about Mikey and he being from Goldsboro, I'm like, how come I never met you? But it's just him, like, generation, you know, being a little older. But it's kind of crazy that I met them and it came full circle because I was just telling them last night when I was, like, interviewing them at the show, I was like, we the real borough babies because we was the ones that weren't supposed to make it. And now look at us, like, doing this, making music. You know, I'm doing what I'm doing. They growing. They really on the road doing what they need to do. So it's really kind of full circle a little bit to be from there, even though I didn't know them. And now we, like, family now. So it's dope.
Yeah, and it's cool to see, you know, different people that know different people. Like, for instance, you might meet somebody out in Fayetteville that knows somebody from Raleigh that you know. Yeah. Or even last night with him, he knew James Vader.
Oh, for real?
But from, like, a long time ago, like, through friends. But he didn't even realize, like,
he was like,
until, like, you know, like, he saw him and he was like, oh. So, yeah, it's
crazy.
cool how, like, you know, those little connections come about.
Yeah.
So, Flex Fest was yesterday. How involved were you in that?
I would say pretty involved, even though I was trying to lay low, you know what I'm saying? But I had to be there because, like, I couldn't let Clark or Flex do it all alone, even though I wanted them to, you know, I want y'all to take care of it, you know? I'm the only woman on the Flex team, so I'm just like, I can't always have my hands in things. Y'all got to step up sometimes. So I would say I was there on guard being like an overseer, facilitator. You know, I was the coach of the team for the All-Star game, you know what I'm saying, facilitating the plays. So I think I was pretty involved on that front, like making sure artists was okay, being a good host for our visitors, trying to make sure you were good too, you know. So I think I was pretty involved on the interactive front of making sure people were good. On the show front, I was definitely helping make sure our media was good, making sure you was straight, getting interviews in. Again, like, it really came down to me being a good host this time around.
Yeah, I saw you were doing interviews during the show.
Yeah.
How was that? Like, were you able to hear them? Because I was wondering about that.
So, okay, girl, let me put you on game, girl. So I got this little recorder. And so it was still loud, but with the isolated sound and the microphones and being able to mute up there so you can mute each other and you can still hear. That kind of came in handy. So I was able to get some good audio and, of course, like, you know, editing and everything, match it all up. But I think it's gonna come out great, and I think it's gonna give you a real sense of environment because I'm gonna turn it into like a podcast form, like I've done before. And so I think that's really gonna come in handy with the post production, if you will.
Yeah, I'm excited to go through the videos that I took because it's usually I go to concerts and, you know, kind of just take videos here and there, but that was the first time I had, like, you know, whole little setup. Yeah, and I was, like, up close trying to get some, you know, good scenes. It was fun. I liked it.
Yeah, I'm really glad you were there. And I was like, I was making sure you was good all the time. And you was like, yeah, I got it. I got it. And I was like, yeah, that's what I like to see. So I'm definitely excited to see what you put together for sure.
Yeah, I'm really excited to go through all of that. So do you have a favorite memory from Flex Fest?
I would say last night. It was after the show. But last night, we all went to the Flex house. We had an Airbnb for our artists. And we all had a good time. It was good reconnecting with people, reintroducing myself to people that I may have, like, thought of, you know, a long time ago, haven't seen them in a while. Listening to good music, vibing out. Like, I think that was probably my favorite memory because I've been here in Atlanta for a year now. And so a lot of people ain't doing what I'm doing. And so really it's good to see that it's possible for other people to grow, get better, move to the next level. So with me being kind of like the blueprint in some sense, like not to sound like hyped up or boastful, but really it is. Like, I'm doing what I love, I get paid for it, and I get to share that knowledge with other people. Like, we working together, collaborating, Flex, As Us, 4700, all that. So it's about reaching people that's horizontal to you and growing that way. So with me being here, that's all I'm trying to do. I told them before I left, I was like, listen, we moving to Atlanta, but we going to call you, so be ready. Like, I told everybody that before I left. So really it's just like trying to just grow and get better, man. Just keep being that example for people that look like me. And, of course, like being a kind of voice for women like me, you know, stuff that we do, you know.
And it's cool that, you know, you still kept in touch with everybody because, you know, some people move out somewhere else and then
forget
gone.
about
you.
you.
Don't, you don't hear from them.
Yeah, I mean, you got to stay close because the Ville, like, for one, Goldsboro is, like, definitely where I grew up, went to high school and everything like that. And me and my best friend stay in contact and stuff like that. But the Ville is what really, like, molded me into, like, the person that I am now. And what Atlanta is doing is now it's, like, pretty much putting that mold into the actual, like, you know, you burn it, you finish it off, shine it, polish it up. That's what Atlanta is doing right now because I was molded in the Ville and going to college during a pandemic, doing what I do, like being a black woman in media and doing it for real. Like, it's really tough. And so I'm really glad that we sitting down because we got power together. Like, you know that, though. We got power together. And so it's really, like, trying to stay connected with people that matter because you got a voice in a way that I don't. And so if we can connect and grow, then that's what it's really all about. And that's why I stay connected with people because it's always like, of course you're going to make those new connections, but sometimes keeping those same relationships are important.
Yeah. Yeah. Something I feel like you don't give yourself enough credit. You've accomplished so much already. Like, how old are you?
I'm 23. Just turned 23.
You're 23. You have such a bright future.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Like, you know, I've been, you know, I'm doing this kind of, you know, music blog stuff, but like I didn't get into it until after I graduated college, like 2 years after college, not related to my major.
Yeah. And,
you know, I'm still figuring out what I'm doing kind of. I'm 27. So, I really look up to you. You got a really bright future.
Thanks. I mean, I'm glad that you look up to me, but also like you teaching me stuff. Because I'll be watching you, I'll be like, damn, man, I got to get like Grace, man. Shit, what am I not doing? Oh, so I just be feeling like you said, like I don't give myself enough credit, but that's why I love being here in Atlanta because it's teaching me that I need to do that. You know what I mean? And like you kind of giving me that reassurance and things like, I don't know if like people going to be watching this and be thinking I'm crazy for saying this, but if you in therapy, you know how important it is for you to like give yourself credit and make sure you take care of yourself. So if you like a person like me that's in therapy going through certain things, you learn that hearing things like what you just said is important. And so like I try to stay humble with it, but what Atlanta is teaching me is like we got to celebrate the small wins, you know. So I'm glad you noticed that, and I'm glad you telling me that because I need to hear it.
Yeah, I respect you for going to therapy, too. That's something I've been thinking about for years. I'm like, you know, maybe I'll, you know, find a doctor, you know, whatever, but I just never actually do it.
Yeah,
you know? I think, you know, it can benefit everybody.
Yeah, for sure. I think the same thing. At least, like, if you don't feel like something mentally is, like, going on with you, it can help you understand people around you way better just by seeing other perspectives because that's what a therapist is there to do, like, help you think about things in a way you didn't before and help you heal. So definitely, if you're not doing it for you, maybe, you know, think about the people in your life that are going through something, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So why did you originally get into journalism?
When I was little, I said I wanted to be a journalist, but I didn't know what it was. So it kind of like was that calling that I always knew about, but I, you know, diverged a little bit thinking I was supposed to go into healthcare. And I'm like, I don't have the patience. Like, I respect all my healthcare workers out there, but that is not me. Oh, my gosh. But then I got back into it once I transferred to Fayetteville State because I started out at a community college in Goldsboro. And so once I transferred to Fayetteville State, I got involved with the newspaper, The Voice. Shout out to them. And I wrote my first article. And my advisor at the time, who's still the advisor now, she was like, you're really good at this. And I was like, I am. And, like, I just kept going. And then when meeting Shakira, that just exploded my creativity. So I really went crazy like my last 2 years of college, just really trying to hone in on the passion because it was always there, but it grew over time.
So I've seen you cover more than, you know, just music,
Yeah.
You know, just stuff going on in the city, things that need to be highlighted. What is an important story that you've covered in the past year?
So I do work full-time for a radio station. So I think the most important story that I've covered so far, I mean, I would say two of them because I got a lot of response from them. So the first one was the story I did about a black developer in College Park, not too far from here, that built micro home community to help people of color with ownership. having houses, and then it's good for the environment. So I did that story, and people was like, that was you, that was you, that was you. Like, yeah, that was me, that was me. And another one that I did that I think helped me with furthering my understanding of people on the LGBTQ plus, let me get it right, you know, spectrum, I guess. I learned about hip-hop artists that deal with things who may be gay, bi, trans, whatever you identify as, you know, hey, do you? I'm just here to support, you know. I learned a lot about what that means and how difficult it is, because it's already difficult for artists, you know, in hip-hop. Yeah. But when you are gay, bi, lesbian, trans, whatever, you got that extra layer of, what's the word? You got the extra obstacles there that you have to, you know, travel or get over. And sometimes you have to, like, fake it till you make it, which is what I learned. Like, some people, they don't say they're, you know, a certain thing until they make it, because they're scared it might put them in jeopardy. So that's pretty much the two most important stories so far. And I really learned a lot from both of those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even we have a lot of artists now that, you know, blew up and you didn't know till later. I think Isaiah Rashad's. I think
Yeah,
and Frank Ocean too.
Yeah, same with him. And Lil Nas X, it was a little shaky in the beginning until he kind of got bigger and bigger, you know.
Yeah, but he I feel like that, you know, he came, like, he was already out, you know, when he started blowing up, which was different because, you know, you don't see that a lot, and he was very, like, you know, just open.
Yeah.
So that, you know, that was cool to see.
Yeah, it's definitely, like, a story a lot, because only reason I bring his name up is because I was hearing that name being tossed around when I was doing that one story. And the other artists, so it's like, man, like, for that to be, like, the fear, low-key, is really crazy. Like, that sucks.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself in 10 years?
10 years. Damn, Grace. 10 years. I mean, I see myself being, I see Baby Talk as, like, probably a franchise, really. Like, I'm giving college credit. I have a headquarters here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm doing what needs to be done. I'm the go-to platform for independent, you know, hip-hop artists, helping them get on pretty much, but in the right way. We stay 100% independent, and we teach them how to do it. Like, that's how I see my Baby Talk growing. I still do what I do, but I go out. I'll probably have a show, you know, doing a little something on TV. I see that for myself. I also see myself living comfortably, financially and mentally. I see myself as very successful. Right now, part of my success is being able to accept who I am. And so I see myself being able to do that and being very successful in 10 years.
Where do you, if you could live anywhere, where would you live?
Here. That might change in 10 years, though.
So you like Atlanta?
I like the South. Yeah, I like the South. I like being in the South. Atlanta is, like, for me, it's like everything all in one, because you got your country areas, but then you got your city areas, and then you got good nightlife, good food, because I like trying new things, like, a lot. And so, really, it's, like, good for me. The only thing I don't like is the traffic. The infrastructure here sucks, okay?
The traffic. I never, like, I was talking about it earlier. Like, I like Atlanta. You know, I like people, but the traffic.
It's trash. One thing about Atlanta drivers, they suck. Fire all the driver ed teachers. Fire all of them. Hire the new ones. The North Carolina drivers ed teachers need to come here. See, that's how bad it is.
North Carolina drivers, I don't really like them either. Like, if North Carolina drivers got into over here, like the interstate over here, they wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, but I do think they'll be more cognizant, though, because I think we drive, like, with a little bit more of, okay, you know what I mean?
Like defensive driving, where here it's more offensive.
Yeah, like, they don't care. They don't care. They don't know where they're going either. They don't care.
Have you seen anything crazy in Atlanta? Because every time I'm here, there's just always something kind of wild happening that, you know, just people watching, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, other than, like, the random, like, kind of almost naked person walking around, what's fascinating to me seeing, like, please don't judge me, y'all. What's fascinating to me to see is BBLs. Because they're, like, a rare sight for me, like, because
you don't see them much in North Carolina.
No, like, coming from North Carolina to come here, and I'm like, I'll text my friends from college. We got a group chat. I'll be like, yeah, I done seen my 5th BBL, y'all. Cause it's like y'all really be doing, like, of course you see the internet, but it's like y'all really be doing that.
Yeah.
I done seen it. So yeah, for me that's kind of the craziest thing. Like the BBLs out here is like real. Oh my God. And then like expensive stuff, like the prices here is wild too.
Yeah.
So I would say that and the BBLs for sure.
Yeah, my friend, she was saying one time she was coming back on a flight from the Dominican. Like there's so many girls like sitting on their little cushions.
Yeah. Oh my God.
BBL surgeries.
I
From
can't
the
believe
Dominican.
it. I'm really thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, like, am I like missing something? Did I not get the memo? Like, but I'm not trying to be on that though.
Like I respect it if you want to do that, but
Yeah.
also, you know, I've been thinking recently like about that kind of stuff, like just pumping stuff into your body. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, even like Botox, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, like it's like chemicals,
Yeah.
and then like I watch a lot of crime documentaries and shows and stuff. So I'm like, I'm not trying to like be up there and they do like the forensic evidence and they like, yeah, they had a lot of injections and ass shots. Like I ain't trying to you trying to set yourself up or something like that. I don't know, man. It's like it's just a little dangerous for my liking, you know. But hey, I support you if you want to do that, whoever you are.
Yeah, last night, a little Atlanta experience. We were outside of the hotel. It was like, you know, AM time.
Yeah.
And we're watching this girl, and she's with this guy, right, in front of the hotel. And then he leaves her, and he walks down the street. She starts puking. But, like, she starts puking, but it's like she's not making any noise, but you can just hear it, like hitting the ground.
Yeah.
And so she's there alone for, like, another, like, 10 minutes. And then this guy, like, this group of guys walk by, and this guy stops trying to get her number, you know, with his phone.
Oh, my God.
And he's talking to her. He's standing in the puke while talking to her. And then, like, yeah, I think they got, like, phone numbers, and she took a picture of him, like, with flash on right next to the puke.
Yeah.
And then he, like, walked away or whatever, but, like, he definitely saw, like, the puke was definitely in that picture.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Atlanta men. They are aggressive. They do not care. Okay, you can look like a bum, and if you got like a nice face, they be like, "Oh, what's going on?" Mind you, like it's a corner store around the street from my house, and so I was just walking there, you know, sweatpants, whatever, you know, and I was going in. It was a dude coming out. He was like, "Where you been at, dress? Where you been?" I'm like, "I look like a little boy, sir. What are you doing?" But Atlanta men, they're like very, very aggressive. It don't matter what you got going on. You could be like passed out, and they be like, "Hey, girl." Like, what's going on? Like, they really aggressive here. But, I mean, that's just the mentality. Atlanta, they got a lot of pride and history here, so I can understand why they so, like, big-chested, I guess.
Yeah, we were walking through the hotel around that time, too, and, like, it was a group of guys and a group of girls passing each other. Like, it's my birthday, the guys said that to the girls, like, hoping, you know, maybe they'd be like, oh, let's go hang out, like upstairs.
I would have been like, sucks for you, sir.
Yeah. So what is your experience being a female journalist in the music industry?
My experience, it's okay. It's a little tough because you have to hold your ground and make sure people, you know, listen to you, take you serious and stuff like that. But other than that, I would say it's been pretty dope because being here in Atlanta especially, they looking for people to do that. Like, I've met so many people through events, and I was like, hey, I have this platform. You mind if I just come through, do a couple interviews? They like, hell yeah, we need that. Where you been at? So it's like, depending on where you are, they show like a lot of support. But so far, like I have like this one show I've been meaning to do, but I've been putting it off because I got sick, and then I got sick again. I was like liquor sick, and then I got sick. I had like a little cough, and I was like, I'm gonna do the show, man. I'm gonna do the show. I just been like down bad right now, but like my experience is like overall like really, really good. It's hard work, but it's like worth it because it's fun. You get to meet new people. You get to experience new things. You get to travel. I've been to like different states doing this stuff. I'm trying to go to Kentucky to see somebody else that does similar stuff that we do. So it's like overall, it's a great experience.
Have you ever had any guys be creepy or just not take you seriously because you're a woman?
Yes, that comes with the territory. I'm trying to think. It was one person, so this was kind of as I was beginner stage getting into everything, and I was doing like videos, like, you know, like a cameos type stuff in videos too, to just, you know, get my name out there. And so I was doing that, and he was being creepy, and I didn't even do anything. Like, I was doing what I was supposed to do in the video, like not even like being close to anybody. They asked me to do this one thing, and the dude was being weird, and he was like, yeah, I need to get your number. I'm trying to do this, and I'm just like, not really on that, sir. So it's like, yeah, it kind of comes with the territory being a woman. Like, I'm pretty sure every woman has a story about some creepy weird dude. So I just think it comes with the territory, which sucks. But, you know, we have to be ready at all times. Like, we know that. We've taught that, you know, now especially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thankfully haven't had anybody, like, be creepy towards me or, like, try to come on to me. But, you know, I've heard, like, one person I had met before, I thought they were, you know, cool and everything, like, really chill guy. And then, you know, I heard something about him, you know, with another girl, and I was like,
predator.
Cut that off like that. But, like, it's crazy because you don't realize, like, some people, you know, have that mask around everybody else, but then behind closed doors,
they come out and show their true colors. Definitely know about that.
Yeah, and, like, you know, for instance, with their bros, they're not gonna believe that because they don't see that kind of stuff.
Like, no, he not like that. He not like that, but you don't understand.
Yeah, like, they're different. If, you know, alone with a woman, like, guys can be real different.
Weird, okay? Weird. Word to Ghost Barrel Grams. Weird.
So, who are your favorite music artists?
Independent right now? Or it doesn't matter?
Just in general.
Right now, I'm listening to a lot of throwbacks right now. So I would say I'm on the Talib Kweli Mos Def vibe right now. I'm on KRS-One, Noriega right now. Like, I'm really in my throwback bag right now. Independent, I would say I'm listening to some newer artists. It's this guy named Jose here in Atlanta. I can send you his information. Okay. He kind of like a conscious backpack rapper. Got him, Cliff Icon, Jay Brick. Shout out to Jay Brick. He just dropped an EP not too long ago called Pre-Rolls. I did an interview with him. I wish Rope, this is one artist named Rope the Composer. I wish he did more music, but he got this song called Bag that's, like, so dope that I'm always, like, hype up because it's just that good. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, really, like, that's really what I'm on right now. I'm trying to get into, like, more female artists. Like, I like Coyle Ray. I
love Coyle Ray. Yeah. I love her. Some people hate her, but, like, I listened to her for a minute. I love her.
Like, I'm on her. Like, I really like what she got going on. Like, the songs I've heard, like, at first she was a little shaky to me at first when she first came out, but she grew, and I was like, okay, I like Coyle Ray. I like her. Been trying to get into, like, Lola Brooke more, Doechii. Trying to get into people that's really rapping, you know? Mm-hmm. I ain't really into the hype stuff.
I was going to ask, I was going to say, I really like Mikey Wing Lavish's album that he dropped recently, The Local Truth.
Yeah, The Local Truth.
I think that was really good and well put together.
Yeah, Mikey, he always working on something, but he definitely, like, I think with Flows not being with us, you know what I'm saying, and him recently having a son, shout out to Mikey and his new son, Mace, you know. I think he really, like, putting on for Goldsboro. Like, this goes back to what I was saying. We was the ones that weren't supposed to make it, you know. And so we really bringing y'all, like, the truth, even if it is local, you know. We really, like, own that. And, like, he always, like, very, like, determined to do something. And he been pushing himself. Like, if you know Mikey, he dropping something every day, really. He might be just on a song, a video, whatever. He dropping something every day. But yeah,
I feel like I'll randomly see he has, like, new music.
Yeah, like, I'm telling you, like, he's active. Like, on Twitter, he be like, make sure you stream this new video out now. They just got new merch too. Mm-hmm. So it's like they really be on the move. Shout out to 4700. But yeah, The Local Truth, definitely something worth a listen.
So what does the perfect day look like to you?
The perfect day for me look like probably me going to get my nails done in the morning, and then I'm going to, like, get some food in the afternoon, probably, like, brunch or something. This is real nice brunch space. Get a mojito or something, and then I'm going to go home, watch a movie, stream a show, then go back out and probably go to the movies again because I like going to the movies. Or go to, like, a little hole-in-the-wall bar or something like that. But just vibes, music, really, and good TV, good shows. Like, I like to watch TV and watch movies.
What movies or shows have you been watching recently?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Girl, I just got done watching this show called Legacies.
Okay.
It used to come on the CW. It had 4 seasons, and it got canceled in, like, 2022. And it's about, like, these supernatural high school kids. And they, like, werewolves, witches, and, like, they fight monsters. And I was like, damn, this is a good-ass show. And then, like the whole series is around this girl named Hope. She's, like, the only breed of her kind. Like, that's kind of harsh to say, but it's how it was in the show. But she's like this rare form of like supernatural that's only one in existence. And so like it's surrounded by her and her friends, and like they all got superpowers. And it's like she chasing after this dude that she liked, but he ended up dying all the time. So it's
all
like,
the time.
Yeah,
He
pretty
just
much.
died and coming back.
He was a phoenix, so he would come back to life, and then he lost his power, so he would just die, and she would be like, "No, I gotta bring him back." And so he was like always dying and shit.
It reminds me of Vampire Diaries.
I think it's a spinoff from there.
Ooh,
I think
yeah,
so.
It might be.
It's either Vampire Diaries or the originals.
Yeah, and those were both CW.
Yeah.
Originals was a spinoff from Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, so that one's like the spinoff of a spinoff of a spinoff.
Yeah, we were watching The Mummy was on TV. Have you ever seen that?
The Mummy?
Yeah.
Is it a show or are you talking about a movie?
Yeah,
the movie. I know the movie. Okay.
Yeah, like it's old. Like the first movie came out in like 1999.
Yeah,
and then the newer ones 2008. We were watching that because it was on TV, and we were talking about the Scorpion King. Have you ever?
Yeah, the Scorpion
the Rock
King. Yeah, with the Rock.
King.
We was just watching a movie with the Rock. It's called Doom, like the alien movie. They was like trying to find the alien. He was like the villain of everybody and stuff like that. But yeah, that's crazy that you brought that up.
It's funny because like I remember the Scorpion King from when I was little, and that was probably how I knew who he was.
Yeah,
and most people knew him from being a wrestler.
Yeah, no, same. Like that's how I think that's how I got introduced to him too, through Scorpion King too.
It was funny because he has his actual, like, the Scorpion King movie, but in The Mummy, at one point, the Scorpion King comes out.
Yeah.
But it's just, like, him fighting, so it's not actually him, but it's, like, a CGI-looking face.
Yeah,
like, his face
I remember
crazy.
that. Yeah, I remember. Oh, my God, I'm going to have to watch that when I get home.
Yeah, it was on, like, Marathon, I think, on one of the TV channels. We were also watching Twilight
Oh, yeah.
the other day.
You're not the only one that's on the Twilight binge. Like, some friends of mine Trees, she be talking about Twilight. She was like, yeah, they got me in a chokehold right now.
I'm not, like, I read it back in the day. I'm not, like, a huge fan, but it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I seen the movies. I seen all the movies. I had watched them back to back to back one time, and it was like, okay, I see why y'all like this. I see why.
It just got really weird when she had the baby and then like, Jacob imprinted on the baby.
Yes. Oh my God. Like you might as well just cut it off.
And
at
he
that
nicknamed her Nessie or something. She's like, you nicknamed her after the Loch Ness monster.
Bro, that's crazy.
So, what is one thing that annoys you?
Not being listened to. I don't like being listened to because I feel like if I'm saying something, you better listen. Because I'm not like just talking to be talking. You know. Some people, they just be talking to be talking. But me, I'm like, if I say something, because I don't even like saying anything.
Yeah, I feel
so
that.
So if I say something, then it's worth listening to. And then if you don't understand it, just ask.
Yeah.
You know? Don't just be like, okay, and then you really don't get what I'm saying. Like, that's weird.
Do you have any life advice that you'd like to share?
I'm trying to think. That's a good question, Grace. I think my life advice would be, like, it's okay to make mistakes. Like, you can have room to fail because you have to fail in order to succeed because you can't think you can do things one way. And that's, like, my therapist talking because you got to think not everything is black and white. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to live in that gray area. And that's what I'm learning right now at 23. Some people don't even learn that today in their 50s, you know? And I'm learning that now when I'm 23. So it's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay that even if you were younger, if you didn't have that opportunity to fail and make mistakes, you older now, you control your life, and this is how you gain that control back. You make mistakes, you learn them, you laugh, cry, let all the emotions out. And if you're a Cancer like me, you can cry, okay? You can let it out. Don't let people tell you, oh, you overreacting, you shouldn't be crying. You crying for a reason, okay? So let it out. Feel your emotions. You have room. You have time. You can stress it because we all going to stress at some point. But don't get into it too much to where, like, your mental health is an issue, you know? So if you need therapy or if you need somebody to talk to, find that person, like, find that, you know, safe space for yourself and really, dive deep into that because if you're not okay up here, you're definitely not going to be okay in your, like, regular everyday life. So go to therapy. I'm an advocate, okay?
So have you seen the clips of that new interviewer girl, Bobby, the one that interviewed Drake?
Yes. Oh, my God. Come on, Grace. Not you finna ask me about that.
Yeah, what's your opinion? I want to know your opinion on her.
Oh, I was trying to stay out of that conversation. Cause, bro, like, I don't know, like, in my head, cause I'm a person that see things like from multiple perspectives. Like, on one side, it's like, how come people that look like me don't get those opportunities, right? Mm-hmm. But also on the other end, it's like, I can't take away from, like, if she already been doing this. You get what I'm saying? And now she's just getting, like, her big break. Mm-hmm. And Drake and Yachty were, like, the bigger people to actually sit down with her. But also, like, on the other end of this, it's like, am I, like, wrong for thinking that somebody else should have interviewed them? You know? I don't want to feel wrong, but also it's like, is that the interview we want?
Did she get into, like, that position just from being, you know, a white girl?
Yeah, and it sucks to say that because it's like, if that's the truth, it's, like, funny, you know, in some sense. But also it's like, I can't hate on her. Like, I can't hate on her grind because we do the same thing. We do the exact same thing. Like, I can't hate on what she doing. But also it's just like, is there another, say, for instance, is there a black, you know, podcaster or interviewer that has the mannerisms like her that will get that same interview? Mm-hmm. And if I'm, like, just thinking about it, I don't think it would.
Yeah, I think they would get a different response than her probably, too. Because you see her, she's, like, very, like, straight-faced, kind of like...
She's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, like...
And then, like, when I saw the clip, she was saying, like, yeah, she missed her child's birthday to interview. And I was just like... What if that was, like, the case with a black person? She would have got dragged for that, you know what I mean? But everybody's like, oh, it's okay, she interviewing Drake. I'm like, but if it was somebody else, you would have been like, why she interviewing Drake? She ain't with her kid. She missed her kid. Like, you know how they spin it, you know? So it's like, would that be the response? So it's like you said, it's like, we don't know what kind of happened for that to happen, but that's why I try to stay at that conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I love her humor. Yeah. It's different. It's very, like, dry, kind of like Aubrey Plaza humor. Yeah. So I like that, you know, for instance, with those interviews, they're not, you know, a typical, you know, sit down, ask questions interviews. So it's like, with somebody like Drake or Yachty, they're used to, you know, that kind of stuff, like going to radio shows or, you know, that kind of stuff. So maybe, you know, they just wanted something different.
Yeah, that's what I also thought. Like, I also thought that, like, because I was like, maybe they're just doing it to do it, you know, like, to have some fun, you know.
Because I think Yachty, because I watched that interview and he said he saw her on TikTok originally, I think, for the Funny Marco interview.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just saw her on TikTok and hit her up. I don't know how that whole
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like, was it some background stuff? Like, did she have, like, managers that are, like, you know?
It was a whole thing, but I also thought what you thought, too. Like, they just kind of like, hey, let's have some fun with this, you know? Like, that's the kind of thought process I thought could have happened as well.
So what's something small that makes you happy?
You got all the good questions. I would say Scooby Snacks from Target. The actual Scooby Snacks, not the joints in the packs. The joints in the little packs, like the little ones you get in school, disgusting. They don't taste like graham crackers at all. It's the real Scooby Snacks that come in the box, $3.89 at Target. Graham crackers. Smallest thing happened.
I don't think I've ever had those. Maybe like a long time ago.
Yeah, Scooby Snacks, especially when you got the munchies. Come in clutch.
So do you have any questions for me?
Let me see. Disgraced. I guess, like, I understand, like, we both, like, have those jitters and get nervous before interviews, but I guess my question would be, like, when you get into it, right, when you get into your mode, when you get into asking questions, what kind of keeps you in that space to keep, like, asking questions instead of, like, because me, I'll go back into my shell if I'm not getting the answer I need. But for you, from what I noticed, you just, like, let me keep going.
Because I make sure I have, like, 20 questions prepared at least, and then, you know, I'll, you know, kind of, like, glance at them, but then I'll come up with other questions, you know. Yeah. So it's, like, you know, I just kind of make sure we hit, you know, a certain mark. Yeah, because I've had people that are, like, you know, like, they don't have much to say.
Like, much to say, yeah.
Yeah, but, yeah, it's just keep asking questions. Yeah, just being prepared with the questions really helped me, because I know, like, I don't want to be in those awkward situations where, like, you don't know what to say, and you're just kind of like, should we end it now?
You'd be like, I'm just like, okay, we gonna, you know, I was just thinking to myself, and then you don't want to say nothing, and then they might have something else to say, and you just like, Okay.
Yeah, I feel that. And I think something like, I'm just making sure I'm got the questions ready because, sometimes I just don't know what to say in general, like response to something, you know? So
Okay. Okay. I'm trying
that's what helps me the most.
I'm trying to learn something, you know. I'm trying to educate myself here, you know. I got one more question for you. So with like the thing, like your platform and having the playlist and things, like where are you hoping to move from there? Because I know you got the playlist, you doing the videos now. What can we? How we forming all this together?
I don't know. I'm just doing my best to, help promote up and coming artists. I love, like, the playlist is what I, like, started with, originally just having, like, songs there that other people might not have heard. So that's something, like, I'll probably be doing for a long time, even if, I retire from this kind of stuff and just have the playlist going. But I don't know where I want to go.
I mean, that's
I'm just going to keep going till, opportunities hit and, I have the opportunity, like, I want to have the opportunity to be able to, like, make money off this and spend my whole day kind of just doing what I want, like making my own plans, video plans, like whatever, like just do that and not worry about work.
Yeah, we in the same boat. I'm trying to get there too. Definitely, we gonna get there together though. Because if the opportunity present for me, I'm definitely like, hey, Grace, you trying to do this together? Trying to collab?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's all the questions I got for you right now. I think you're doing a great thing. I just like to be observant for real.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else you want people to know about you?
Make sure y'all follow the page at That's BabyTalkTV, the correct spelling. You know what I'm saying? THATS. I know how y'all like to be. You know? But yeah, make sure y'all, check out Grace's footage that she gonna put out from the Flex Fest. Man, it was dope. Make sure you tap into my interviews I'm gonna put together. Make sure y'all tap in with Flex Records. We really had a good time, really good show, and we really rocked out, kind of closed out the summer, if you want to be real, unless somebody else got something going on. But we really rocked out, closed out the summer with this one. So I just want to thank Grace for making this all possible, low key. Like, you was like the missing piece we had on all of this. You was the key to success, in my opinion.
Well, thank you. Thank you for, inviting me and just giving me this opportunity to come out here. Like, I love this. I love this kind of stuff.
Of course. That's what we're here to do.
Anybody that's watching, subscribe to Disgraced Weekly, comment, like, whatever else. Follow her on Instagram. And thank you for watching.
Man, tap in, y'all. Tap in.
Yeah.
Brand new whip, got no keys. I push the button, stop. Squeeze, I'm fresh to death on coffee, and I'm coughing, you walking. I had the autumn on my wrist, they shot with a crisp, bust my face.